got patrol.
In a season of giving and community and so much togetherness, an annual tradition here in the East Metro, as two schools separated by no more than 3 miles apart go head-to-head, as the green wave of the Hill Murray Pioneers meets the orange crush of the White Bear Lake Bears. My name is Alex Westhead, and joining me for her first edition of the Rivalry is Allison Vogt. And Allison, we had a chance to be a part of the atmosphere here in the JV game, the warm-up, the announcement of the starting lineups. What's your interpretation of this feeling here tonight?
Well, you can tell that this is a big rivalry. One of the biggest that I definitely have seen in all my years of watching high school hockey, girls and boys, and this should be a very exciting game.
Tonight is a edition of this lineup and this matchup where we've seen in the past where Hill Murray on paper has been a significantly better team than White Bear Lake. In the past years, White Bear Lake has been the better team. This is as close of a matchup between these two schools as we've seen in quite some time. And on paper, nothing really jumps out to you as a significant statistic one way or the other.
Yeah, I mean, these teams are so closely matched. You look at all their stats, their special teams, offensive stats, defensive stats. They're such an evenly matched team. It's going to be a really great game to watch.
And the puck drop at center ice, and we are underway in this year's edition of the Rivalry here on SEC Sports. Players in their visiting black uniforms, they will travel from left to right across your screen in this first period. And the Pioneers in their home whites with the green helmets, looking very nice. Here we'll have a high stick whistle immediately there as it was played by Layton Road. We'll have a face-off upcoming here. Statistically, in goal tonight for Hill Murray, it's number 1, Remington Keppel, the senior, 4-0 on the season. He has a save percentage of .946 and a goals against average of 1. Meanwhile, on your screen there, that's number 30, Tyler Steffens, a goals against average of 0.81 and a save percentage of .965. He did not give up a goal at home until last Saturday in the 4-2 win against the Mounds View Mustangs. Puck dropped back in. Steffens went to go play. It's picked up now by Allis out of the corner. Allis tried to flip it further up to the half wall. Taken away now by Layton Road. Road, the team leader in goals with 10 through 6 games. Watches the puck go into the corner. Can be picked up by Matthew Fleischacker for Hill Murray. Palatichuk flips it further ahead. It's tied up here again along the half wall. Billy Rose, one of the senior leaders, is top line for White Bear Lake of Rose, New Power, and Road. It's carried in now for Hill Murray. Stroll, a shot and a good save that time by Tyler Steffens, by the leading goal scorer for Hill Murray, as Strobel with 6 goals on the season.
Yeah, that was a good job by White Bear Lake, keeping them to the outside and giving the goaltender an easy shot to save.
White Bear Lake enters this matchup today with a record of 5-0-1. That's good enough for number 7 according to the Let's Play Hockey rankings. Hill Murray undefeated in the year, 6-0-0. And we'll have a chance here as Ethan Merke picks a puck up off the officials' crease in front for Hofeld, and it's taken away this time by Begley of the Pioneers. As the puck gets flipped out through center ice from Axel Begley. It's picked up behind the net this time as Joe Montgomery back defensively for White Bear Lake. Verkerke plays it further. Can be gotten to there by Fratellone. Verkerke off the half wall, trying to chip it further ahead, but it got to Merke again before Hofeld picked it up through center. Begley back in his defensive zone. Off the glass. Tried to get cut off that time there by Nicky O'Brien. And the puck goes back behind the goal line for White Bear Lake. 15:32 remaining. The first goal of this game important, as both teams undefeated when scoring the first goal. We'll have an icing here coming. 15:25 remaining.
This has been a pretty back and forth game so far. No great chances either way for either team, and it's exactly what you kind of expect considering how great these teams have been defensively.
So I have a face-off here to Tyler Steffens' right, who over the past couple of years you've seen him blossom into a excellent starting goaltender for these two teams. In fact, both goalies tonight, goals against average 1 or fewer. As the puck can be taken this time, Hardy sends it back to the blue line for Fleischacker. Shot goes wide to the net to the left. Kuyava flips it further ahead, looking for Tristan Johnson, but Fleischacker can pick it up in his defensive zone. Further ahead now, as Jared Jensen will send it in. Goes back, Nick O'Brien trying to get to it, but Hardy there first for the Pioneers. We got a whistle here as a hand pass ruled. We'll have another face-off at neutral ice with 15 minutes remaining. Now, Allie, we were talking before the game started And again, the conversation here, two teams fairly evenly matched up on paper, but there's one statistic that you told me, one category that you thought was going to be the difference in this game.
Definitely special teams. That's what it's going to come down to. Both teams are great on the power play and the penalty kill, and I think whoever wins that special teams battle is going to win this game.
Pioneers specifically perfect on the season through 6 games, 18 for 18 on the penalty kill. They'll be facing a very tough test tonight, and the Bears team that has scored 33% of the time on the power play. Here's Henry Eischen through neutral ice in a 3-on-3 rush. Eischen defended well that time by New Power as he flips it back through center, and Fleischhacker will have to go back to get it as the arm is up and the icing call will come. Billy Rose doesn't like that one, but will have a face-off back in the defensive zone of the White Bear Lake Bears.
Yeah, Hill Murray's perfect right now on the penalty kill, and if they obviously continue that streak tonight, that's gonna give them a good chance to win. But you know, eventually 100% is gonna be broken, so maybe the Bears can break that open today.
Face off to the left of Steffens. It's won that time by Leighton Road, very strong on this face-off dot. Brady O'Brien further up ahead for New Power, gets checked that time by Palatichuk as Fleischhacker will go back in the defensive zone. Nick Pierre lost the puck that time to O'Brien before picking it up right in front of the Bears bench. This puck knocked to the half wall that time by Luke Alles. We'll tie up here in the half wall again. Pierre trying to free it. Now this time O'Brien trying to get it further back, but it's held in here by the Pioneers. Centering pass attempt that time for Pierre, who holds it in. At the corner, Palatichuk, a shot from the blue line, goes to the corner, can be picked up again by O'Brien. Further along, Billy Rose flips through to center, knocked down by New Power, but right into the arms of Palatichuk as they'll go 3-on-2 back into the zone. Henry Eischen, a shot and a good save that time by Steffens as he fired it from the top of the circle. Here's Charlie Strobel. Back for Palatichuk at the point, a wristed shot, saved by Steffens. Loose puck can be picked up here by Grant Hofeld. He'll still skate it out through center with speed. Hofeld trying to deke around the defense. Keppel will have to freeze it. We'll have another face-off coming here in the Hill Murray defensive zone.
Hill Murray's starting to push a little bit more. They've gotten a couple good chances on that last shift there, and hopefully White Bear Lake can push back and start getting a chance here after getting the face-off in the offensive zone.
It's a very loaded top of the Suburban East Conference here through 6 games played for most everybody. 4 teams tied for the conference lead at 4-0-0 in conference play. Although the Forest Lake Rangers, I did just see, have 1 additional tie, which gives them the lead. Otherwise, Cretin-Durham Hall, White Bear Lake, and Stillwater all 4-0-0 on the year. And as we see the tail of the tape between the 2 teams, very similar in goals against. They score a lot of goals as well. And special teams, prolific on the power play and stout defensively. Begley from the goal line tried to flip it further up ahead that time for Nick Mountain as the puck goes back into the White Bear defensive zone. Taken away here and it tripped up. And just like we were talking about, a chance for the Pioneers in the power play.
That's a good penalty for White Bear to take there. Unfortunately, the player did get past him, but sometimes you do got to take those penalties. Otherwise, it would have been a 2-on-1 down low.
So it'll be Joey Fratellone heading to the penalty box. It'll be a 2-minute minor for tripping coming at 3:52. Fratellone, the team leader now in penalty minutes with 10 on the season. Like Allison was saying, kind of a penalty that you had to take. Pioneers 36% on the power play this year. The Bears killing at a 95.7% clip. As it goes back into the defensive zone now, 1:49 remaining on the Pioneer power play. Palatichuk through center for Eischen along the far wing. It can be gotten to this time by New Power, who tried to send it out of the zone, but it's held in by Palatichuk. Shot in the glove, save by Tyler Steffens, and we'll have a face-off here. 12:45 remaining in the first, 1:37 remaining on the power play.
And not too much going on right now on the power play, but we're only, of course, less than 30 seconds in, but that was a good shot and a good chance for Hill Murray.
Face-off won that time by New Power. Allis can get to it, but it's held in here by the Pioneers. Palatichuk picks up the point. D-to-D for Fleischhacker. Near circle, Palatichuk with a drive blocked nicely by New Power, and they may start a rush here, but New Power flips it back looking for Hofeld, with the puck lost at center ice. Henry Eischen back into the wing. To the near side, tried to dump it off for Strobel, but unable to do so. Eischen for Strobel again. Strobel centering pass looking for Fleischhacker, who was open on the back door. It's tied up right at the blue line. Puck will be offsides, and New Power can flip it down the length of the ice, so we'll get a line change with 1:02 remaining on the power play for Hill Murray. Palatichuk out of the defensive zone, far side, looking that time for Owen Quast. Quast, nice check that time from Road. It goes back where it can be played by Begley. That time off the stick of Dylan Godbout. It might be a turnover here as it's tied up by the half wall. Rode is in there along with Quast and Leo and Jared Jensen for the Pioneers. Both teams only running 2 lines out so far to start this game. Goes all the way back here. Seamus Reagan going D-to-D for Begley. Begley a shot, hit Jensen in the skates and can be tied up here in the corner with 22 seconds remaining on the power play. They'll go D-to-D this time as Reagan's pass was too far for the intended receiver, Begley. Begley getting it back at the point, going far circle for Quast, centering pass to the slot. Good save that time by Tyler Steffens. 5 seconds on the power play, 11:13 to go in the first.
That was a good job by the White Bear Lake defense, too, to make sure their goaltender could see that shot coming off the stick there of the Hill Murray player.
Again, both teams so dangerous on the power play. You're really impressed with, for White Bear Lake so far, keeping the puck to the outside.
Yeah, they've done a good job. The only thing I would say is that they had that turnover at the neutral zone. They just got to get that all the way down the ice.
And the face-off win back through neutral ice will kill this penalty. Begley will have to play it as the Bears have returned to full strength. Axel Begley, far wing looking further there, held up just a little bit before the puck got in 2. Before it's picked up here by O'Brien as the Bears roll their top defensive pairing out. Looking further up ahead for Tristan Johnson, can be gotten to further along now by Tyler Bishop. Bishop a shot and a good save that time by Remington Keppel. It's held in at the half wall. Centering pass for Johnson, blocked nicely there by the Pioneers as that was Tommy Michelson who was able to get the block. Puck goes back across the red line and into the defensive zone where Steffens can play it. Allis tried to flip it further. Before it's held in a nice play that time on the physical side by Tyler Bishop as Palatichuk gets it back at center as it's flipped in. Tyler Steffens to gather it behind his own net where Brady O'Brien can play it out of the defensive zone. O'Brien looking for Leighton Road. Pass further up ahead looking for Billy Rose. It did not get to him. We'll have an icing call coming here with 10-12 remaining in this first period.
Yeah, and that penalty kill, the White Bear Lake did a great job of making sure Hill Murray didn't get too many quality chances.
Again, we reference the Suburban East standings here so far. A lot of talent at the top, and especially between these two teams, where Hill Murray playing out of the Metro East, but Stillwater, another team in 4AA that certainly could give either of these teams some fits come section playoff time in February. As it's taken here by Leighton Road, son of Sean Road, a former NHL player. As Road tried to get through it, puck is still tied up. Palatichuk. Now if they hurry, they can get into the zone. Palatichuk working through traffic, tried to center in front as he was looking for Tristan Tabakal, but the puck did not reach its intended target. Allis here for New Power. As the Pioneers have numbers defensively, so New Power will send it in. Billy Rose doing battle with Fleischhacker, centering pass in front, and a nice stick lift that time by the Pioneers. Dylan Godbout will have a couple of physical body plays there as Billy Rose can pick it up in his own defensive zone. Looking for Hofeld, who regains possession. Here for Fratellone. Fratellone will circle back. Going cross ice D-to-D that time for Joe Montgomery. As the Bears will send into the zone. Can be played this time, and a nice play at that by Luke Housey. Hofeld centering pass in front, looking for Billy Rose, but the Pioneers are able to skate away with it, and they'll have a 4-on-2 rush. Strobel tried to center, but a nice defensive play by Fratellone denies the 4-on-2. Here's a chance for Eischen, hit the post wide to the right. Can be picked up again as Fratellone blows a tire defensively for White Bear Lake. Strobel trying to center, a good stick lift that time by Fratellone. Here's Ethan Merkey now through center ice, working his way around the defense. That time as he's tied up, a good check as well from Verkerke. As going back to play it in his own defensive zone, Nick Pierre. Again, 4 leaders in the Pioneers, 4 goals scoring. As Strobel, Pierre, Eischen, and Fleischhacker each have 6 goals. The next closest is Nate Hardy. Shot through traffic, missed wide left, an intentional miss at that. As it's held in here this time, Zach Kuyava, the senior, 4-year varsity player for the Bears. Shot through traffic. Oh, a redirect in front, hit the glass. Nick O'Brien will pinch down. It can be gotten to back behind the own net for Luke Housey. As Housey will play it again here. Trying to get there, a nice body check to separate, and the puck goes back into the defensive zone for the Hill Murray Pioneers. Held in here, a good play by Cade Koditek. As the Pioneers struggling just to get the puck out, but it's picked up this time here, and a chance for Nick Pierre, but a good pickpocket of Sam Newpower. Newpower tried to shovel it along, but Jared Jensen doing it. And we're unable to get possession one way or the other as Billy Rose gains the red line. He'll dump it in. Back to get it, Begley for the Pioneers. He's tied up, gets some defensive help that time from O'Regan. As Reagan can carry it through, a nice lead pass up ahead, looking here for Owen Quast. Quast into the zone, a nice defensive stick by Luke Alles. Denies that chance. Up ahead now, Brady O'Brien will send the puck in as Begley will dump it into the White Bear end. Can be gone to here, they'll shovel it further that time as Jared Jensen ties up 2-on-2 aside with the Bear. As they'll get some assistance. It goes all the way back to the blue line. Now a chance for Reagan. Bouncing puck. Goes with a half wall. Can be gotten to here. Good physical play there as Leighton Road will take the puck away. Road. Long pass stretched up ahead. The icing will be waved off as that did not have the legs to get there. Reagan further up ahead looking for Quast. Quast will get it back. Big check there by Hofeld. Goes back into the zone. Billy Rose will reset. 6:37 remaining here in a very quick opening period. No score, Pioneers and Bears. The Bears the winner, and a glove save off the shot of Hofeld there. And a great chance for White Bear Lake. But the Bears the winners of the last 3 regulation meetings between these two schools. As we take a look at the chance here for Grant Hofeld.
Something I've noticed that White Bear Lake defense has been really good with their sticks, getting their sticks in lanes, poking the stick off the Hill Murray players' sticks, and breaking up those chances.
Now the face-off in the Pioneer zone. It's gone to Sam Verkerke. Verkerke lost the puck. It goes all the way back out through center where the White Bear defense will have to go to get it. Montgomery looking for Fratellone up ahead for Ethan Merke. Merke pass further up ahead for Hofeld, and he rushed back the other way. Is quickly denied again by Montgomery. Has a chance here for Hofeld, and it's blocked nicely by the Pioneer defense. Here's Palatichuk for Hill Murray. Through center ice, that time for Nick Mountain off to the far wing. A nice little attempt that time by Tabacol, but it's denied by some strong defense and an impressive series of plays by Joe Montgomery. Here's Fratellone up further ahead looking for Kuyava, but the puck goes back into the defensive zone of Hill Murray. So tie up behind their own net, down the length of the ice. We'll have an icing call coming here. 5:38 remaining here in this opening period.
This has been a good first period so far, going back and forth between these two teams, kind of trading little rushes that seem to be broken up each time by the defense.
You see there the last 10 meetings between these schools. White Bear Lake 3-1-1 in the last 5, and the last regular season win as another puck stop that time by Keppel. The last regular season win for Hill Murray came on in the 2015-16 season as the Pioneers defeated White Bear Lake by a final of 5-2. It was Jake Begley with 19 saves on 21 shots for the Pioneers and 2 goals from Marco Reifenberger as Billy Rose just missed an opportunity right in front of the net. Wristed shot through traffic, saved by Keppel and a dandy. It's picked up here now, a 2-on-3 rush back for Hill Murray. So it goes down the length of the ice. A nice defensive stick that time by Nick O'Brien, and the Bears perhaps can rush up as Cade Koditek sends the puck in further here. Newpower, centering pass in front, looking for Rose, and it's knocked off his stick. Road a centering pass here. The Bears are looking for a goal. Could not finish off that one either. And the Pioneers are able to pick it back up in their own defensive zone. They'll flip it out through center where Leighton Road can play it. Road has to wait for the Bears to get offside. He did not, and will have a neutralized face-off coming.
White Bear Lake's definitely starting to push right now. They're getting the better of the chances, and it looks like Hill Murray's a little bit lost back there when White Bear Lake comes back at them hard.
Leighton Road, our player to watch, 10 goals, 7 assists on the season. One of the players for the White Bear Lake Bears who has not made a college commitment yet, but certainly will have teams knocking at the door in the very near future. And for Allison, hopefully a team to the north on the lake shore.
Yeah, hopefully he becomes a Bulldog. If he likes to win, that's where he'll go.
Tied up 2-on-2 aside. Bear fans will remember Owen Gallatin, who played for the team 2 years ago, part of the USA National Development Team, as a puck on goal. And they blow the icing there.
That should not have been an ice.
Odd, to say the least. However, the Bears will look to take advantage of the icing that really shouldn't have been. In fact, they'll drop it at center ice to try to placate that situation.
Yeah, just an off call by the official, but it's a good thing that they recognize that probably shouldn't have been icing and dropping the puck at center ice.
4:22 remaining here, first period. Center ice face-off is won by the Bears. Alles will flip it in on the saucer pass. Trying to get in there is Tyler Bishop. Bishop looking for assistance from Kuyava. Has the puck go all the way to the half wall. Pinching in is Aliz. As now it'll be a 2-on-2 rush back the other way for Hill Murray. So it'll be Jared Jensen looking to center, trying to get further for Palatichuk, but a nice defensive stick. As Allison mentioned, the defensive stick for White Bear Lake has been phenomenal so far tonight.
Yeah, they've just had an uncanny way of knowing exactly where to put it to stop the puck and stopping those passes.
As we have the offside called there. Part of that too, the familiarity between these two teams, especially for the coaching staff too, and for Bill Lechner, who's been the head coach of the Hill Murray Pioneers since not even 2000, 1997. There's some familiarity there, and for Tim Sager in his 18th year. Back, he started in 2003-04, and the Bear fans want an interference there, and they probably should have had one. Burkirky threw across the blue line. Shot on goal. Keppel steers it to the corner where it can be gotten to again by Hill Murray. Begley tried to move it further up and along. It's gone to by Hunter Lashinger as the puck will go into the defensive zone for White Bear Lake, and another icing call coming.
Yeah, that probably should have been a penalty. The Hill Murray player had his hands and sticks up around the White Bear player's neck, and that's definitely something that's not legal to do.
There's Tim Sager in his 18th year as his head coach of the White Bear Lake Bears. In those 18 years, 319 wins, 142 losses, 20 ties, 3 state tournament appearances. No, 4, excuse me. The most recent coming a season ago before they fell to the Blaine Bengals in the opening round of the state tournament, but good to be back as well, as they may get another icing here, and they will. And part of what we noticed in the junior varsity game is that the officials tonight, and with rivalry games in specific, is they do tend to let the players play a little bit.
Yeah, they definitely in the JV game they're letting the players play, which is always good to see. It's, you know, you don't want a choppy game that's always chock full of penalties. That doesn't make it fun for anyone.
You saw Bill Lechner there, the head coach of the Hill Murray Pioneers in his 23rd year as you walk around historic Aldrich Arena as a shot blocked nicely by Palatichuk in front. You'll see Bill Lechner's picture everywhere. He is as much Hill Murray hockey as anybody is. And he stepped down as the activities director of Hill Murray this summer before being replaced by Hill Murray alum and Golden Gopher alum John Pohl. As a puck held here in the attacking zone by the Pioneers, they'll try to center. Tabacall look to go back to the defense and does, but Palatichuk unable to hold it in. New Power tried to check further along. It's picked up here by Montgomery before dumping to Road, excuse me. They'll try to send it further up ahead. Montgomery lost it off of his handle, but he's doing a nice defensive job there. It can be picked up as into the zone. Here comes Nick Mountain. Centering pass looking for Strobel is too far. And New Power will have to go back to get it. Looking for Rose. Dangerous off the stanchion. And it goes all the way back where Reagan can play. Further here now Montgomery. Montgomery, long pass looking that time for Johnson. It goes into the zone. Kuyava trying to get it, but Begley able to flip it off the glass. One change that's been made to Aldrich Arena in the series of many renovations here is that the glass all the way around the outside of the rink has been extended 3 feet. Now when you extend the glass that high, what kind of changes does that mean for the players?
It just means less whistles at the end of the day because you're not going to have the puck going out into the stands nearly as often.
It's Kuyava as the Bears try to break out of the zone. Flip pass through to center to be gone to here by Begley, who pushed it along. As Eischen tried to get to it, Johnson will try to circle back, but Begley first to it for the Pioneers. Further along from Quast's stick. As they'll go behind the end boards, and a big hit that time by Quast on Nick O'Brien. Through center, Eischen looking up further ahead for Strobel. Strobel cuts off oddly, but it works out for the Pioneers as Eischen able to carry the puck into the zone briefly before Hofeld able to play it. He'll go back to Cade Kodychek further ahead for Ethan Merkey off the glove that time of Begley. High puck into the zone, and we'll go back further here already down to the last minute of play in this opening period where Fleischhacker will go back to play it out of his defensive zone. Ends off the boards. Shot through traffic for Kirky, has it in his skates before it's able to be picked up by Hofeld off the glove. And wide of the net that time of Remington Keppel. Shot through traffic, fan on here, another chance, score! Ethan Merkey, 1-0 Bears!
He was wide open in the slot, had all day to shoot, and took a nice shot in the upper corner, and It's 1-0 Bears.
Ethan Merkey, the junior for the Bears, with his second goal of the season, and just look at how open he was. The redirection in front, and that is a goal that the junior will not forget. As the Bears on the season, perfect when scoring the first goal, 6-0-0, and the Pioneers have given up the first goal once this season. Their opening game against the Blaine Bengals, a game which they would go on to win 4-2. But the Bears get onto the scoreboard first. Important in any game as the puck is flipped back out through center. Fleischhacker to play it. Rode on the forecheck. It's flipped up further ahead for Quast this time as it can be gotten to further for Nate Hardy. Hardy trying to cut it back, but good defensive work by Luke Alles there. To the half wall. Can be tied up. One-on-one aside as Alles will pick the puck out of the corner. Down here in the last 5 seconds, Bears content to eat as much of this clock away as they can. And it's an excellent job of them to do so, as it's Ethan Merkey's second goal of the season for a depth junior that you weren't expecting to be a part of this one tonight. But he gives the Bears the 1-0 lead in a very competitive first period.
Yeah, the last thing you want in any, no matter who you are in any level of hockey, is give up a goal in the first minute of a period or in the last minute of a period. That's a hard one for Hill Murray to swallow, but they're going to have to come back out hard if they want to get back into this game. And this game might come down to those players that you don't expect to be the heroes of the game. So,
well, so far, when leading after the first period, the Bears this season, they've only led after the first 2 times. They've won both of those games. And for Hill Murray, they have not trailed after the first yet this. Oh, I'm sorry, that's not incorrect. They have trailed after the first, but they went on to win that game. So they are 1-0-0. We'll be back after a few short messages here on SEC Sports, your home for White Bear Lake boys hockey.
Some kids never smile. They're embarrassed by their crooked teeth. They want braces like the other kids, but their families can't afford them. Some may even try to straighten their teeth themselves. That can make everything worse. Luckily, there's Donated Orthodontic Services, a program from the American Association of Orthodontists. It helps provide orthodontic treatment to kids and teens whose families can't afford it. For kids who apply, are approved, and are matched with a volunteer orthodontist, it can be life-changing. Their treatment is in the hands of an expert, a licensed local orthodontic specialist who improves their smiles by correctly aligning teeth and jaws. Some kids think they'll never smile again, but Donated Orthodontic Services may help them smile with confidence. To link to the application and eligibility requirements, visit aaoinfo.org.
Since the moment you were born, I've made 1,000 wishes. Wishes for your future. In a world that's changing fast. For all of the things you may one day do play and laugh. Do win and lose. Do learn from your mistakes. And challenge yourself to grow. Do not be afraid. Or make decisions based in fear. Do it all with confidence and with kindness and strength. Do call your mom and ask her for advice. And always do your best to remember that no matter what you do in this life, what matters to me is that you keep doing it. I love you always, Mom.
One to nothing. Your White Bear Lake Bears lead over the Hill Murray Pioneers. It's Ethan Merkey's second of the season as the Bears lead 1-0 here in the first intermission. Alex Westhead alongside the lovely and talented Allison Vogt. And what we were talking about in the time that we were off camera, really impressive defensive effort so far from White Bear Lake.
Yeah, White Bear Lake, their defensemen are just so good at breaking up the plays, using their sticks to get away of those passes, and poking the puck off the Hill Murray players' sticks.
And so for the Hill Murray Pioneers, a team that at the start of the first period looked to be the better team and had the better pace of play, what does Hill Murray, not that we cover Hill Murray anymore, but what do the Pioneers need to do in order to get back into the hockey game?
They got to shake off the last half of that period and come out like they did in the first period. Of course, it helps that they had the power play as well, but sometimes that penalty kill, when you have a good penalty kill, can give your team energy, and there's just a weird thing about it where you have a good penalty kill and all of a sudden you got energy going back the other way. So
only one power play as we take a look in at the Metro East standings. Only one power play for the Pioneers so far, none for the Bears. Right at the top, Hill Murray Pioneers, 4-0 record, 6-0 overall. Your Matamidi Zephyrs, 2 SEC sports fans. The only loss in conference play to that of the Hill Murray Pioneers. You saw it with us here about 2 weeks ago today, as they are still 5-1 overall. As the Pioneers return to the ice to the salutation of their pep band, playing their rouser, which has gotten stuck in the head of many a Bear fan over the years, as the White Bear Bears return to the ice in the black and orange. Gabe Bartlett coming through, the senior manager for the White Bear Lake Bears, has done an excellent job all 4 years. We mentioned before we went to break that the Bears were 2-0 when leading after one period. Not much experience for White Bear Lake in that category this season, but also the Pioneers, I do want to correct it. I did read it correctly. They are 0-1. I'm sorry, no, they're 1-0 when trailing after the first. It was that Matamidi Zephyr game that they were losing after one, then scored 4 unanswered in the second to take the lead and then win by a final of 6-1. So for White Bear Lake, coming into the second period, up the period of the long change, what's the message if you're Coach Sager?
Keep playing like you did at the last half of that second period. They were pushing, they were getting chances. Keep making smart defensive plays. They weren't just throwing the puck away. They were making sure that they knew where they're going with it and making sure to break up the plays, even if that meant taking a penalty at one point too.
We don't have the shots on goal officially. I'm still looking for them to arrive on Minnesota Hockey Hub. I'll get those to you here in just a moment, as thankfully at Aldrich Arena they do take a look. There's our sophomore forward for the Pioneers, Nick Pierre, 6 goals, 13 assists, committed already to be a Wisconsin Badger at the end of his high school career in 2022. Which is crazy to say that year is already coming up around the corner. Early play in the defensive zone here for White Bear Lake as they'll try to clear it back out. Luke Ollis' stick handcuffed that time by Billy Rose, but then additional assistance from Brady O'Brien. Further up ahead that time for Newt Power, and a 2-on-1 rush if they hurry. Billy Rose carries the puck into the zone, tries to stick handle around, but a sliding defense that time of Fleischhacker was able to take that chance away from White Bear Lake.
That was a good play by Fleischhacker to break that up. One other thing about Fleischhacker that's impressive is that he is one of the leaders with 6 goals for Hill Murray as a defenseman.
Now it looks like we're going to get another penalty here, as it will be a Bear going to the box for tripping. This will be the second attempt on the power play for Hill Murray. They are 0 for 1 so far, as one of the top defensemen for White Bear Lake goes to take a seat. It will be Luke Ollis, 2 for tripping.
White Bear Lake just needs to make sure they stay calm here and keep playing smart with their sticks and getting in the way of those passes.
Face off to the left of Steffens. It's one back to the point. Fleischhacker here for Palatichuk. It's top line and power play unit for the Pioneers. Lethal, 36% coming into play, and an easy glove save that time for Tyler Steffens to get this power play started with 1:49 remaining on it already.
He sure made it look easy. He just kind of stuck his glove up out of nowhere and just took it, snatched it out of the sky.
Face off to the left of Steffens once again, as it's Strobel and Hofeld who did battle. It's won by the Pioneers. Palatichuk at the point, looking low this time, looking for Pierre. Back to Palatichuk. Pierre again, top of the circle. Pierre, a shot with a loose puck in front, and it's cleared out and down the length of the ice by Sam Burkirky.
Once again, a great job by a defenseman getting his stick in the way of the Pioneer forward, so making sure that he couldn't get that shot off into the wide open net.
Puck behind the net here for Hill Murray, as Palatichuk will carry it back through center ice. Look up ahead for Eischen as he'll dump it into the zone. Can be gotten to here by Fratellone for the White Bear Lake Bears. As the puck flipped out again, off the stick that time of Palatichuk, back through to center ice. And a very good kill here to start for the White Bear Lake Bears with 1:05 remaining on it. Here's Nick Pierre into the zone, lost the handles. He was trying to work around Montgomery. Pierre tied up here. Strobel, loose puck centered in front, looking for Eischen, but the pass not clean. Eischen back for Fleischhacker. Palatichuk working at the point. Low and a drive that time by Pierre into the mesh. We'll have another face-off coming into White Bear Lake defensive zone with 48 seconds remaining on the power play.
It's been a good kill so far for White Bear Lake. Their goalies had to make but he's had to make some good saves, and they always say that your goalie has to be the #1 penalty killer.
There's an error currently on mnhockeyhub.com as the score currently reads 2-0 White Bear Lake. Unfortunately, that is not true yet, as the Bears only lead 1-0 with 45 remaining on the penalty kill. Can be gotten to here by Newpower, but he's tied up into the corner. As Quast trying to battle for it, has assistance that time as it's held in by Reagan. Reagan looking for Begley, shot through traffic. Ooh, Steffens thought he had it, but the puck went to the corner. Quast tied up nicely by Nick O'Brien. Puck down the length of the ice, and a nice kill at that by White Bear Lake as we'll go to the length of the ice. Shots on goal in that first period, 12-11 White Bear Lake. Hill Murray already with 3 shots on goal in the second period, all of which have come on the power play. Quast at the red line. Going across ice this time, looking for Begley. Begley trying to work through traffic defensively as the Bears look to kill this one off. Down the length of the ice, almost a mistake here. It may lead to something for Hill Murray. It's Quast. Twisted shot through traffic can be gone to by Newpower as he'll clear back out through center as Reagan has it as the Bears will start to change their lines. Long pass looking that time for Road too far. We'll have another icing call coming. And with that, the Pioneer power play has been killed, and they are 0 for 2 so far here tonight.
Another great kill by White Bear Lake. Right now they're winning that special teams battle, and it's paying off.
We'll get a face-off up here to the left of Tyler Steffens. Again, 11 saves in the first period, 3 saves so far here in the second for a total of 14. For a team in White Bear Lake that has given up average of 23.5 shots on goal against per game. Part of that my responsibility as the scorekeeper for White Bear Lake, as I tend to have given more shots than perhaps I could. Either way, it's intercepted here this time by Hill Murray. As the Bears try to rush in, they'll dump it back in the other way. We got into here by Hofeld first for White Bear Lake. Down and low for Leighton Road. Road, Hofeld. Looks to go back to the point here in a chance Montgomery. D2D looking for Fratellone. Shot through traffic, hit a skate in front and through the blue paint. That time off the stick of Leighton Road, excuse me. Down and low, Montgomery has a puck taken away that time by Nate Hardy. Hardy goes across the ice that time for Nick Mountain. Long stretch pass. That's been the Pioneers' MO for a number of years. Look for the stretch pass to the opposite blue line, but the Bears, certainly familiarity helping them, have been able to defend it well. Back to get it, Billy Rose looks for the long stretch pass himself for Hofeld too far. We got into back in the defensive zone by Fleischhacker. Fleischhacker for Palatichuk. Further up ahead, Strobel, and then further for Tabakal, but intercepted by Tristan Johnson. Johnson has the puck dumped in. It'll be a delayed offsides call that goes off of Tabakal into the Pioneer bench. And we'll have a whistle here with 12:45 remaining. Second period of play, 1-0 White Bear Lake.
Yeah, those stretch passes are extremely difficult to make, so you have to be a pretty skilled player to do so. And when you're playing a team like White Bear, who has been so good defensively, you're going to have a hard time getting those through.
Again, one of our topics of conversation was how stout both of these teams were defensively. Bears coming in with a goals against average of 0.83, and the Pioneers also with a goals against average of 0.83, but they almost got one there as Strobel couldn't get the handle on it. Tied up in front, Steffens had to make another sharp angle save. Begley keeps the puck in, goes up into the net off the corner boards. We'll have another face-off of coming as it's 4 shots in the period already for Hill Murray, and the Pioneers do come out strong after the intermission.
Yeah, White Bear Lake got a little bit lucky there as the puck was playing pinball around in front of the net. That could have easily went in, but it stayed out, and right now it's a difference.
Face off to the right of Steffens. It's won by Strobel, too strong on it. It'll go all the way back into the defensive zone for Hill Murray, where Remington Keppel will stand to play for it. Here's Henry Eischen. Eischen, big check by Merky, the goal scorer for White Bear Lake. It creates a chance. Bear fans want a penalty there, but they won't get one. Perhaps not one that I thought. Verkerke spinning shot. Look for Merky again to get his second. Another chance in front for Verkerke. Shot through the blue paint. And the Pioneers can pick it back up. They'll flip it out through center. Long batted down by Alles out of the box. A chance now for Eischen. Centering pass for Strobel, but there'll be another penalty and another power play for Hill Murray.
And that's another penalty you have to take, otherwise he would have been wide open on the back door. I'm not quite sure what they're calling there. Maybe a hooking or a slashing, but you know, at the end of the day, you got to kind of make that play, make sure it stays out of your net.
The hook minor is the call, and it will be assessed here to Brady O'Brien. What do you think?
It could go either way.
So Brady O'Brien will take the seat for the hooking minor. One thing to notice is that the Bears' defensive core has been in the box tonight. It's been Fratellone, Alez, and now O'Brien, each who have been to the penalty box. As we'll have another 2-minute minor to kill here. Can be picked up this time by Reagan. Reagan, pass through the blue paint area, trying to get into the attacking zone here for Jared Jensen. Jensen has a puck go here to the corner, goes all the way back to the blue line. Begley flips it in further, where it can be gotten to again here by Owen Quast. Quast, part of a family of Pioneers who have all played here through Hill Murray and the school just up the road on Larpenteur and Maplewood. Shot here through traffic, nice block, telegraph block by Newpower. As it goes behind Quast, further up ahead Jensen, watches it go to Begley. Back in low further for Jensen again. Jensen pressured that time. Perhaps dangerous to break up the shape of the penalty kill for White Bear Lake as the puck goes back out. Rode trying to flip it out. He does do so, and the Pioneers will have to reset. As here's Fratellone sending the puck back in where it can be stopped by Keppel here with a minute exactly remaining on this third power play for Hill Murray. 0 for 2 so far. Begley carries it into the zone. He's taken down as it can be gotten to by Newpower. Tried to clear it, but it went off that time of Eischen. Strobel ties it up here in the corner. Can be gotten to again here. Pierre back to the blue line. Into the point. Chance for Fleischhacker from his office. And the puck goes high as they tried to center at that time for Strobel. And we'll have another defensive zone faceoff coming with 39 seconds remaining in the power play.
It was a good block by White Bear Lake. I'm not exactly sure who made that block, but it was a good block to make. Blocking shots hurts, and it takes some, definitely takes some courage to get in front of that puck.
Well, and Sam Newpower on the block there. Again, one of the senior leaders for this team. 5 goals. It's good for second on White Bear Lake for a team that has scored offensively quite frequently. Down and low, looking for Pierre. Back to the point. Palatichuk has a shot fanned on. It can be gotten to by Fleischhacker in the corner. Fleischhacker working his way in. They'll go down and low, centering pass. Looking for Pierre is unsuccessful with 15 seconds left in the power play. Palatichuk back here again for Pierre. Pierre working back through. Palatichuk goes back to Pierre at the circle. Lost the handle. 5 seconds remaining on the power play. Pierre winds and fires, and a puck that goes wide to the corner can be gotten to here by Fleischhacker, and the Bears have killed off another penalty, and another power play expired here for Hill Murray.
Another good kill by the Bears. They did a good job of clearing the puck, blocking shots, and making sure that they didn't let the Hill Murray players get too close to their goalie.
Stevens with a dive of his night as he had to extend to get that one. 9:41 remaining in a second period that has been played exclusively, if we look at the pattern of the ice, almost exclusively in the White Bear Lake end.
And being on the penalty kill for already 4 minutes this period will do that.
So we'll have the face-off coming here to Tyler Steffens. It's won by White Bear Lake as they tried to get it out but were unable to do so. Montgomery left it further for Fratellone. Fratellone looking here near side. Tyler Bishop. Bishop trying to go further back out. A nice shoulder check delivered that time by the Pioneers as he'll send it back in. As Zach Kuyava able to get to it. Send down and low. Luke Housey will come here to the near side where a nice pinch that time by Montgomery will hold the zone in for White Bear Lake. Montgomery still pinching down from the defensive position. It's going to be held here by the Pioneers as Quast tries to send it back further. Tristan Johnson, a nice play to delay the Pioneer rush as Bishop sent it further. As here's Tristan Johnson. You heard the call from Tim Sager of over. And the puck goes here onto the near side where it can be gotten to here. And a chance now for Hill Murray as into the attacking zone. Nick Mountain. Mountain and a big check by Fratellone. Taken down into the corner. Joey Fratellone will tie up there as Tristan Tabakal makes a check on him. We got to here's they'll tie up. We got whistles, and it's the rivalry. We got some extracurriculars.
Yep, here we go. It looks like the things are starting to get heated. Was that Fratellone that was tearing him down, and he just got a little bit extra in there on him. I have a feeling that this is going to start to heat up a little bit now.
Well, it wouldn't be the rivalry if there isn't a little physicality to it. It looks as though they're going to send Tristan Tabakal to the penalty box, and you hear the ovation here on the White Bear Lake side as the Bears will get their first look on the power play tonight.
Oh, nope. Now they're setting Fratto on, too.
Oh, we don't like that. That's not fun.
That's pretty fair.
You may have noticed one of us is a little biased tonight, having taught many of the White Bear Lake Bears in their school system. In fact, this year's juniors would be my first class as a student teacher that I got the opportunity to work with. One of us, however, went to St. Cloud Cathedral, Minnesota Duluth, and has
no horse in this race.
No horse in the race at all. Pierre had a golden chance that just he could not capitalize off of. That's a huge break for Hill Murray. Has a chance now here for New Power as he gains the blue line. New Power's shot. Keppel steers it to the corner. Can be gotten to again by the senior. New Power. Again, another one of these hockey families that dominates this rivalry. Sam New Power tried to center in front, or that was Leighton Road rather. New Power again back to the blue line for Aliz. Has it go over his stick, and Henry Eischen will race to try to get to it first. Aliz trying to take the angle. Does a great job of that, knocking Henry Eischen down before it can be gotten to further along here, where it can be getting to there by Road. Try to send it further for New Power, but it's intercepted by Begley at center ice, and it can be sent down the length. Luke Aliz back in his defensive zone. We're going to have a whistle as it was a delayed offside call. We'll have 7:51 here remaining in another very quick second period, and with how slow the JV game was, it's amazing to see how quickly the pace of this varsity contest has been.
You can tell these teams are both very skilled, so you're not going to get a ton of whistles just because they're going to be making those crisp, clean passes tape to tape. You're not going to get a lot of sides, a lot of icings. It's going to be a lot more clean play.
Again, if you look at and have any investment in rankings and computer analysis, based on Minnesota-scores.net's rankings of these teams, Hill Murray came in as the number 5 team in Class 2A, and the White Bear Lake Bears came in as team number 10. As the Pioneers starting to spin here in the White Bear Lake zone. This is a trend that I've seen out of White Bear Lake this year, where the second period has been the one where they've spent a lot of time in their own defensive zone, and Tyler Steffens has made saves to keep White Bear Lake in the contest. As the puck goes back into the defensive zone for White Bear Lake, they'll try to clear it back out. It can be held in again by Nick O'Brien. O'Brien passed too far for Hofeld. As the puck will go back in, they will wave off the icing as Palatichuk was able to get back to it. We'll have a chance here now. 4-1 shots on goal favoring the Pioneers here in the second period. 15-13 favoring Hill Murray overall. And a good pass here into the zone. Weighted shot, save. Went high that time as it was number 10, Nate Hardy, who tried to put that one past Tyler Steffens. Flip back out through center. Verkerke flipped ahead by Tyler Bishop, and a nice play for Tristan Johnson. Johnson tried to slow up. Pass in front here this time, and a good save made that time by Remington Keppel as it comes back out to Cade Koditek. Koditek will flip the puck in. Can be gotten to here by Remington Keppel as the Pioneers will reset their rush up ice. As we saw in the first period, the Bears starting to flex some muscle here in the second half of the period.
Yeah, it helps out too that they haven't been in the box, well, outside of the one. They haven't been in the box though since about the 9-10 minute mark.
Big shot that time by Brady O'Brien as the puck goes back into the corner. Palatichuk tied up with Bishop. As the Pioneers, if they hurry, can have a 3-on-3 rush through center into the attacking zone. Here comes Nick Mountain. Mountain, a shot there that goes wide to the left that time as Max Zupfer tried to get the shot off. And back to reset behind his own net, Joe Montgomery. Pass up ahead, looking time for Zach Kuyava. Delayed offsides. We'll get the whistle there, and the puck will go back into the neutral zone area.
Yeah, White Bear Lake's starting to wake up a little bit more now this second half. Like I said, it helps you stay out of the box, and you can finally get your offense going.
You see the Let's Play Hockey, the official, the ones that matter, rankings of these two teams. Hill Murray at 3, White Bear Lake at 7. Eden Prairie, Maple Grove, Rosemont, Andover, Benilde St. Margaret's, Blaine, Edina, and St. Thomas Academy round out your top 10. And teams really that for the top 10 you do see quite frequently. As we'll have a 3-on-3 rush, we're going to have a hand pass called. We'll have a face-off back in the Hill Murray defensive zone. 5:30 remaining here in this second period of play. Again, there's the top 10 rankings. 16-14 shots on goal favoring Hill Murray. 5-2 Pioneers in this period. And as we look at these top 10 rankings, not much of a surprise there.
No, not at all. Those are teams that are consistently every year in the state tournament.
We'll have a face-off here. Unfortunately, Alley's St. Cloud Cathedral Crusaders no longer the top team in Class A. That belongs to the Hermantown Hawks for the time being.
Again,
well, yeah, exactly right. Again. As the puck can be gotten to here by White Bear Lake, as they'll go back to their defensive zone to play. Alles will take it out of his own defensive zone, trying to look further for Rose, but it's taken away by Charlie Strobel. Strobel working in front. Good save with the 5-hole from Tyler Steffen. Centering pass in front off the stick of Eischen as the puck goes off the end boards. Here's Billy Rose now in a rush for White Bear Lake, trying to work around Begley. Rose waiting for assistance, tried to center in front, but not fast enough. New power. Meanwhile, back the other way. Here's Nick Pierre. Pierre for Begley. Begley shot high off the glass, right into the slot, but it's freed that time by Nick O'Brien, who will flip it all the way around the boards and back out through the center. Meanwhile, O'Regan will send the puck back in. It can be gotten to again here by Nick O'Brien. Further up ahead for New Power, as he will negate the icing call that could have been made there. And Tabakal will try to flip it back out through center, trying to gain some speed that time. Nick Mountain unsuccessful, as Hofeld has it knocked off his stick to the late offsides call again. And it is a loud, very packed rink. Difficult to hear that off that you hear. And a good pass up ahead for Hofeld. Hofeld through traffic, and a good save by Remington Keppel. Centering pass in front, looking that time for Merke with the only goal of this contest so far. O'Brien with the Bears swimming, looking for a goal. And now it'll be a 3-on-2 rush back the other way. Long pass up ahead, that time off the stick of Leo Gruba. Goes back into the defensive zone for White Bear Lake. O'Brien to Cody Tech. As it go off of his stick, as he'll tie up right in the official skates. Pushed further along now, and a chance here for Sam Verkerke. As it go here to the near side, juicy rebound that. That could be chipped out further that time. Verkerke tried to get it out, but it's held in by Palatichuk. White Bear Nation, the chant from the White Bear student section. Looking to motivate their Bears to try to get an additional goal. As it's tied up here, Ethan Merke. Merke tried to go around the defense that time of Fleischhacker. Merke with some good pressure, but it got to Palatichuk. Pass further up ahead now here for Jared Jensen. Jensen shot fanned on. It'll hit off the corner, can be gotten to further. Big check that time by Jared Jensen.
Wow, that was a huge, huge check. So much so that the defender's stick just went flying.
Oh, what a check right there. Nothing illegal by any means, but just a good quality textbook check. And we'll have a face-off coming here at center ice.
Yeah, that was awesome. That's for sure.
We'll have a face-off here at center ice. Johnson and Jensen, the alliterative face-off. It's won that time by Jensen. It goes back here where Begley can play it in his own defensive zone. Long stretch pass up ahead. They'll wave off the icing. Is back to get it will be Luke Alles. Alles has the stick lifted. He's unable to clear that puck out as they'll tie up on the half wall. Getting back to it this time, Brady O'Brien here with 2:40 remaining. 1-0 the Bears lead. Allison Vogt alongside Alex Westhead here at Aldrich Arena between the two rivals. The most storied rival, in my opinion, in the Minnesota State High School League. Is a big check again, that time by Jensen on O'Brien. He seems to have his number so far. As it's flipped up again here for Kuyava. It'll be a 3-on-2 rush here for the Bears. We'll see if they can triangulate. Pass up ahead for Bishop. A nice defensive stick that time for Quast. As a puck all the way here now to O'Brien, who will send it back in further. Trying to get to it that time. Bishop tried to send it further, but they'll tie up again. As it'll be Quast here this time. Pierre, as it can be carried out back now for Charlie Strobel. Here's a chance for Owen Quast. Quast tried to center looking for Strobel, but a good defensive stick that time by Leighton Road. So tie up again here in front. Brady O'Brien, nice job to lift the stick there. It can be flipped back off the glass. Further in now for Hill Murray. That's going to be picked up by Pierre. We're going to have a whistle and the hand pass call. We'll have a face-off all the way coming down in the Hill Murray defensive zone with 1:43 remaining in again, a very quick second period here. And again, Charlie Strobel, the senior for the Hill Murray Pioneers, another one of many players that you see on the ice tonight who, if colleges aren't looking at them yet, they might want to consider doing so.
Yes.
So we'll have the face-off again here to the left this time of Remington Keppel. It's one back, or it can be gotten to here by Fleischhacker. A good check allows the Pioneers to carry the puck back through center. Palatichuk across the neutral ice and into the attacking zone. Puck taken away by Billy Rose, where Fratellone can play it further. Montgomery. Here's Leighton Road now, trying to look for New Power further up ahead. He's able to find him, but he lost the handle on the stick. New Power Tried to center in front that time for Billy Rose, but that pass unsuccessful. We did have a goal in the last minute of the first period. Perhaps we will have a save and a big check once again, this time by Joe Montgomery. As a tie-up puck in the corner, Billy Rose will dig it out of the boards as he tries to get to it. Again, Fadalone will play it further. Rose will have to cut back in the last minute of play here. Can be gotten to here again by Newpower. Pass further up ahead, Billy Rose. They'll have a 2-on-2. Rose tried to get through the defense. A nice poke check that time by Rose to push it down into the corner. Can be gotten further to here. Newpower with the deke. Oh, off the side of the net. Oh, you do hate the side of the net here in this hockey game, don't you? As the puck goes back through, Montgomery will field it up ahead. This time looking for Rode. Held in the zone here. Rose, a shot blocked nicely that time, though, by Fleischhacker. Charlie Strobel will go back defensively to play it here with 30 seconds left. Steffens will stop it behind his own net. He'll flip it to the corner boards where it can be gone to by Newpower. Looking for Hofeld further up ahead. Sager wants an interference call from the bench. I don't know. I thought the puck was there in plenty of time. Nick O'Brien for Hofeld. Back for O'Brien again here with 7 seconds remaining in this second period of play. Merkey back for O'Brien. They have to fire if they want to get a chance as the puck goes high into the glass. The horn will sound, and after 2 periods of play, a lot of back and forth, not much decided as Ethan Merkey's second goal of the season way back at the 16-14 mark of the first period with assists by Cade Koditek and Sam Verkerke have given the Bears a 1-0 advantage. And really, Allie, not a lot that we saw in that second period, just a lot of good back and forth.
Yeah, this is exactly the kind of game that we expected come into this, with both these teams being so good defensively. You knew that their offensive stats weren't going to really matter in this game because they were going to play a close, tight checking game.
After 2 periods of play this year, the Bears undefeated 5-0-1. The Pioneers this season have not trailed at any point in time after 2 periods of play. Shots on goal for the period so far, very limited shots on goal, where for Hill Murray there were 6 and for White Bear Lake only 1. We'll see if that gets updated in just a moment. For now, 1-0 Bears. This is your home for White Bear Lake boys hockey on SCC Sports.
Chiru has no choice. She and millions like her must walk miles every day for dirty water. But together, we can end their walk by providing clean water close by. Instead of spending hours walking to get water that makes them sick, girls can be in a classroom that expands their minds, and moms will gain back time to care for their families. Sons and daughters can grow up strong, finally free of sicknesses caused by dirty water. At World Vision, care about clean water runs deep. Deep enough to reach 1 new person with clean water every 10 seconds. Because every child, every person, everywhere deserves clean water and the chance to rise to their full potential. It's true. When you just add water, you change a life. Learn more at worldvision.org.
I'm a veteran. We hit a mine in Vietnam. When I came home, I didn't know where to turn.
As America's veterans face challenges, DAV is there.
My victory's been never giving up hope. My wife is always there to remind me we have a life to live.
DAV provides a lifetime of support, helping veterans of every generation get the benefits they've earned.
I am a veteran, but after I got out, I spent 2 years alone and homeless.
Every year, DAV helps more than 1 million veterans so they can reach victories great and small.
My victory was finding the support to get back on my feet. Now I'm getting things right with my family.
I finally admitted, with my PTSD, I wasn't doing well.
But there's more to be done and more victories to be won.
Now I wish I'd found DAV sooner. I am a veteran. My victory is just enjoying each day.
Help support more victories for veterans. Go to DAV.org.
After 2 periods of play, 34 hard-fought minutes of hockey, 1-0 the score as Ethan Merkey's second of the year at the 16-14 mark of the first period. That gives White Bear Lake their lead. And for a second period, due in large part to the penalties White Bear Lake took, 14-4 shots on goal in that period for Hill Murray, and really a defensive period that, as we've seen so far this year from White Bear Lake, Tyler Steffens saving the day again.
Yeah, he did a great job in that, making sure that anything that Hill Murray put his way, he kept out. And of course, White Bear Lake took a couple penalties that also probably saved a goal or two, but yeah, it was definitely all Steph in that period.
So we'll be back for the start of the third here in just a few moments. 0 for 3 on the power play is Hill Murray. The Bears yet to get a chance on one here, as there goes Kelly across the ice with a shovel for some reason. Not quite sure.
There's
yeah,
ice
there's a
chunks
ton
down
of chunks
at the
there.
ice.
Yeah, look at that. Why is it every game this year that we've done together, we've had some sort of issue with a Zamboni?
Yeah, I'm not quite sure what that is. Maybe that's a sign that we shouldn't be doing this. I don't know.
Maybe that might be. You see there the upcoming White Bear Lake schedule at Roseville, and then home to the Park of Cottage Grove, and then Irondale, Forest Lake, and then a tough test with Stillwater, Minnetonka, both coming to the Vadnais Sports Center, the greatest hockey rink in the whole world. That February the 1st game, that's here at Aldrich Arena, not at the Vadnais Sports Center, as Blaine plays out of 5AA, whose section final is here. So that is a home game for White Bear Lake here at Aldrich Arena on February the 1st, and then they'll round out their regular season with Forest Lake and Cretin Durham Hall. Upcoming other sports for White Bear Lake is the girls hockey will be playing in the Fogarty Arena tournament starting on the 26th. Girls basketball, as a student saying hello. Girls basketball playing tonight against Stillwater at home, and then they'll be home to Mahtomedi on the 19th, as we will be broadcasting. No, we will not be broadcasting that one. However, boys basketball will be at Mahtomedi, and we'll be broadcasting that one for you here on SCC TV Sports. Boys hockey, again, you saw the schedule there. Basketball is at Stillwater tonight, then at Mahtomedi. Girls gymnastics on the, I believe that'll be January the 4th at Park Center. Wrestling will have a meet on Friday against Cretin Durham Hall, and boys swimming on Thursday against Park of Cottage Grove. Our upcoming SCC sports calendar, as we see the Hill Murray calendar right there. This is the last home game for a little bit, as they will face off and do their annual home and home against the Edina Hornets on the 3rd and the 4th, a team that White Bear Lake's already gotten a crack at, but have been, again, one of the state's most difficult schedules, as they only play their conference opponents one time each and schedule the rest of the regular season with some of the top teams in the state.
Yeah, looking at their schedule, they got a tough schedule coming. I mean, Benil St. Margaret, Edina, Zeta, St. Thomas Academy, Hermantown. I mean, those are always powerhouse schools that you always see in the state tournament every year.
And even a team like Chaska on the rise in the section. Also upcoming on our SEC sports schedule, basketball again, White Bear Lake at Mahtomedi. That'll be on Thursday as the two teams retake the ice. We'll have some more boys hockey for you, as the Tartan Titans will face off against the Zephyrs on January the 9th, and again on the 30th against the South St. Paul Packers. Then we'll have basketball for you on the 17th, 21st, and 24th. White Bear Lake boys versus Cretin Durham Hall on the 17th. Girls basketball for the Bears against Park on the 24th, and Mahtomedi boys basketball versus North St. Paul on the 21st. An interesting stat that we would have noted had the Pioneers been leading after 2 is they carried into this game a 20-game winning streak when leading after 2 periods, which dates back to the 2017-18 season. But fortunately for White Bear Lake, they will not have to entertain that stat tonight, as they are the ones that are leading and have not lost a game yet this season at any point in time. The only time that they drew a result other than a win was a tie to the Edina Hornets, a game that we actually watched together, or at least it was on in the background and you did whatever it is that you do.
Yeah, Alex definitely was freaking out during that game, which was always interesting to see.
You saw there the stat that flashed briefly on your screen. Pioneers last season 2-7-1 when trailing after 2 periods. This is the first time that they have trailed after 2 in a game yet this season, so uncharted territory for the Pioneers. And you see there White Bear Lake 12-1 a season ago when leading after 2. And for the Pioneers in this building, the historic Aldrich Arena, 584 all-time wins here in this building, which not only introduced the Minnesota Wild team name, but also was the site for several of the first girls state high school hockey tournament finals. And
Yeah, the biggest thing here for Hill Murray going into this period is that they're going to have to make sure they stick to playing their game and not get frustrated. This is going to be a character period for this team.
Only shot from the blue line that time by Fleischacker is sent up and out of play. Of course, even though he has not had much to say tonight, we always do want to appreciate the work of Kirk Purcell, the PA announcer here at Aldrich Arena, that of the Minnesota Whitecaps and the Golden Gopher volleyball team. We do want to appreciate the work that he does on a nightly basis as one of the best PA announcers in the metro area. He does work for the girls soccer team for White Bear Lake as well, in addition to the girls lacrosse teams too come the spring. As it's taken here now, and a chance here for Leighton Road. Road, the team leader in goals with 10, lost it that time. It'll be held in here by Brady O'Brien. A little bit too far for Billy Rose as the puck will go back to the corner. New Power will tie up with Fleischacker. New Power able to free it. The puck goes all the way back here now. Billy Rose doing a nice job that time. Spinning Chuck Palatichuk sent it further, and fortunately for White Bear Lake, Eischen was without a stick. New Power into the zone. We'll see if they get the triangle set up. Centering pass in front, looking for Leighton Road, but unsuccessful. And the Pioneers will rush back through center ice. Here's Pierre, who will gain the puck. He'll dump it back in. Steffens will stop it there, as we'll go all the way onto the far side where Leighton Road can gain the red line as the lines change. Again, the iconic 3 whistles from Tim Sager signaling the line change, something that players have known for quite some time here in White Bear Lake, including their public address announcer. It drives him crazy. It's going to be gotten to back here in the defensive zone by Seamus Reagan, as the Pioneers will look to start a rush back the other way. Reagan here for Axel Begley rather, excuse me, as the pass goes far onto the far side of the boards as Hofeld will send it back into the defensive zone. It appears that will be the Bears' strategy for this period, is that gain the red line and dump it when you can and go in and get after it.
Yeah, they're going to play probably a safe defensive period this period, try to hang on to that 1-0 lead.
We got to here by Montgomery. He'll flip it further for Verkerke. Bears may have a 3-on-2 rush, but the Pioneers able to get back to it. Verkerke's centering pass was turned into a shot on goal as Verkerke was able to get to it there. O'Regan take it out of the play that time by Grant Hofeld. The puck, a long stretch pass here is flipped up into the zone by Tristan Tabacol. Can be gotten to here by Steffens. He'll get a glove on it. We'll get a whistle here. 14:47 remaining in this third period. Still the 1-0 White Bear Lake lead. For Tyler Steffens, who did not yield a goal at home until the 4th game of the season, the longest such streak in White Bear Lake Bears history as far as starting a season without giving up a goal at home. He already has a goals against average of under 1 on the season, and he has been so consistent in net for these White Bear Lake Bears this year.
It does a lot for your players when they're playing in front of you. You know, you have confidence in your goal that they're going to make those stops. So, you know, you might just make the smart play where you just push the defense or the forward out to the outside rather than trying to take away the puck and just let your goalie see those easy shots.
Too many cooks in the kitchen that time for Hill Murray as they'll go back to pick it up in their own defensive zone. Cody Tech further ahead for Johnson, held in by Palatichuk, but can be gotten to here this time by Kuyava, who will send it back through to center. Palatichuk fanned on briefly as Billy Rose, fresh off the bench, is able to carry the puck in, taken to his knees as it goes back into the corner. Johnson looking further for Kuyava, sharp angle shot, gloved down that time by Remington Keppel, and we'll get a face off in the Hill Murray defensive zone. And we talked about one of the things that I was looking forward to is you see the pads there of Remington Keppel. Certainly a very unique pad setup with the Hill Murray Boys hockey logo featured prominently in the center.
Yeah, that's pretty sweet that he has that set up. But I will say, I will give the edge to the White Bear Lake goalie for his helmet game.
It's a face-off won by Leighton Road. Puck goes flying high into the air, almost on Keppel as Eischen tried to get it out of the corner. Here's New Power. New Power. There's a shot fan on trying to knock it down. It's just continued to spin like a top. Nice defensive stick that time by New Power. Another good defensive stick. Leighton Road in the attacking zone. Road knocked down. That time on a great check by Charlie Strobel. And Strobel will pick the puck back up through center. Good defensive stick that time by Ollis as the Pioneer bench wanted a call. Pierre centering pass in front and a good save that time by Steffens. It's gotten to here by Begley. Lost in the skates that time of Eischen. As O'Brien will flip it back through center in the skates of the official. Can be got to again here by Pierre. Pierre, toe drag into the zone. Forced to the corner that time by O'Brien. So tie up once again. The puck will come back to the half wall where New Power can get it. Further up ahead that time looking for Billy Rose. Back for Reagan. Here's Begley again. Begley again, another one of those families. We mentioned Wyatt Begley, another goalie, a Jake Begley as well as a goal scorer for these Pioneers. The Quasts, another of those hockey families, and again, more connections further along as the puck goes the length of the ice. The icing call does come. We'll get a face-off in the White Bear defensive zone. 12:44 and counting remaining here in this period.
Yeah, White Bear Lake hasn't given up too many chances to Hill Mary. They're playing a pretty good defensive game right now. If they keep that up, the score is probably going to stay 1-0.
Joe Palatichuk, the junior defender, you see 3 goals, 12 assists. That is good for second on the Pioneers in assists. Second to number 7, Nick Pierre, as the puck comes back here on the near side. Can be flipped out almost by Verkerke before Fratellone goes back to get it to Montgomery. Further ahead, Murky, the only goal scorer here tonight. But perhaps the levy could break at some point. It's taken here now by Hofeld. Hofeld flipped up and off the glass, down the length of the ice. The officials will get there and they will wave it off as Murky takes Palatichuk into the boards. And a good play there just to keep that play alive. As for Verkerke, able to flip it back up, looking for Hofeld further. He'll dump it into the defensive zone. That will be an icing. We'll have another face-off coming here. 12:09 remaining in the third. Face-off will come here to the left of Steffens. Here in the third period, Bears leading 2-1. 25-18 shots favoring Hill Murray overall. The two teams that play annually once a year. They did used to share this building. The last year of that relationship was 2009-2010 before the Bears moved to the Vadnais Sports Center. Down and low, can be gotten to here again. Begley faked the shot, looked further low that time for Nate Hardy as the puck back again off the end boards. Good defensive play that time by Montgomery. It's going to be flipped up further out and down the length of the ice. Thought Tyler Steffens wanted to rule that it was deflected, but the officials disagree. We'll have a face-off once again in the White Bear Lake defensive zone.
I'm not really sure what was going on behind the net, but there's some extracurriculars going on between a White Bear Lake and a Hill Murray Pioneer, which of course shows how heated this rivalry gets.
Face off to the left of Steffens. It'll be Tristan Johnson to oppose for White Bear Lake, and his even number Jared Jensen to do so for Hill Murray. Face off won by the Pioneers. Reagan fanned on the shot as it was blocked off the stick that time of Tyler Bishop. So tie up behind the net, trying to free that out. A nice job that time by Joe Montgomery. He'll go D-to-D that time, Fratellone. Pass further up ahead, looking for Bishop as it's held in. Ooh, I don't know. Oh, but a good stick work there as the Bear is able to carry it back through center. Zach Kuyava 2-on-2. Works around the defense, can be gotten to here by Tyler Bishop. Bishop knocked down as the puck goes all the way back to the blue line where Nick O'Brien can play it further down and low. Reagan will get to it first here for Hill Murray, for Quast further. And now a 2-on-3 rush for Hill Murray, not with an advantage. Jared Jensen along the far wing. He'll dump it in, trying to get around Cody Tech, this sophomore junior pairing for White Bear Lake. This Cody Tech will reset, goes D-to-D this time for Nick O'Brien. Pass further up ahead, too far as it looked for Billy Rose. And we'll have another icing call coming here. 10:54 remaining here in this third period. A very spirited crowd here tonight at Aldrich Arena, as this one often does. And for Allie, this being your first exposure to the rivalry, how have you felt about it?
You know, I'm actually kind of shocked that it's not a little bit more amped up right now. The fans aren't as loud as I was expecting them to be, quite honestly.
Face off one to the corner where the Pioneers can take it. Strobel lost it that time to Cody Tech and can be gotten further this time. New Power on a rush as if he able to get to the stick past Palatichuk. New Power into the zone, stick lifted as the puck goes flying up dang near close to the concession stand. We'll have a defensive zone face-off here in the Hill Murray zone. 10:39 remaining in this period of play. And again, you see there Sam New Power, part of the New Power family here. Wyatt New Power, another name that White Bear Lake boys hockey fans might remember, as he went to go play for UConn out of the Big East Conference. I believe that'd be Hockey East, as the hockey conferences are different than that of the rest of the sports. It's into the zone. Pierre tried to leave it for Strobel. Good defensive stick work again by Sam New Power. New Power, puck over the red line. He'll send it on in. He may be first to get to it, and he is. Ooh, tried to center for Leighton Rowe, but the pass unsuccessful there. And a long stretch pass to the other side of the ice. It's carried in by Henry Eischen. Eischen trying to center for Strobel again. Puck loose in the skates. Picked up here by Nick O'Brien. Leighton Rowe trying to pick it up. and move it further along as it's taken here by Eischen. Further ahead for New Power. O'Brien flipped up off the glass. It's held in by Palatichuk as he'll have to wait to be onside, and the officials rule that he was. Palatichuk, good save by Steffens. As the puck will go all the way down the length of the ice across the red line. And it'll be sent in by Reagan. We're back to get it now is White Bear Lake on the forecheck. Burkirky able to send it forward as the Pioneers looking to get a change. Feels as though much of the play in this third has been in the Hill Murray end as well. Koditek sent further up ahead. Merky over the leaping jive of Quas that time. Shot and a good save off the stick of Hofeld. As it's held in here in the half board. Sent down and low further where Begley can play it. As Axel goes for Seamus O'Regan, looking here onto the near side, trying to move it further. It's held in that time by Brady O'Brien before the puck comes back through to center. Can be gotten to it as Alice will send it back in. Burkirky has it now. Burkirky centering this time, looking for Merky, getting some top line minutes from the seaming of things. Comes back here onto the near side, can be picked up by Hill Murray as it'll be Nick Mountain resetting in his own defensive zone. Long stretch pass, they caught him napping. Tabakal scores. And he breaks the water bottle in doing so, and we're tied at 1.
Wow. That was an incredible shot. I'm not really sure what was going on with White Bear Lake's defense. They kind of just let that man just float up there, and he had all day just to walk in and shoot.
Tristan Tabakal. I mean, take a look at this shot.
Ripped to the water bottle.
It's not the puck that you see flying into the netting. That is the cap of the water bottle. As for Tristan Tabakal, that's goal number 2, point number 6 on the season for him. As it looks as though there seems to be a bit of a delay, but either way, 8:54 remaining in the third period, and we are tied at 1 goal apiece. Merky back in the first, and Tabakal here at the 8:06 mark of the third period. We are even at 1, as it's Mountain gaining the assist as well at the 8:06 mark for the Pioneers. There's a puck tied up in the half wall. We'll see who gets the next one, as it should be the go-ahead goal. It'll be taken away. New Power trying to send the puck in. It's gathered right here at the bench before it goes back into the Hill Murray defensive zone. Jensen avoids a check of Rose in front for New Power, unsuccessful. New Power all the way back. They'll play catch with it there at the far circle. Centering pass looking for the tip of Billy Rose is unsuccessful that time, as we'll go back down low, too far for Rode. And we'll see how the Bears are able to respond, but it might be a rush here with numbers back the other way for Hill Murray. Taken here by Nate Hardy as the puck will go into the zone. Can be stopped behind the net by Tyler Steffens. As the Bears will look to start their breakout out of the zone. 7:53 remaining here, 1-1 the score. Pass further up ahead. Merky tried to spin it for Verkerke, but it's picked off this time by Begley. So Bears regain the blue line. Will be taken here now by Strobel. Strobel, and the big names of Strobel, slow to get up too. It's taken here this time as will be flipped back into the defensive zone. Montgomery will go to play. Montgomery, who ties it up in the end boards. Trying to stick handle his way through traffic. Pierre centering pass in front, looking for Strobel. Down went Steffens, and the puck was able to stay out. Merky had the puck go past his stick. Begley will play it as it goes high into the air. Flip further along now, still into the zone. Ethan Merky giving pressure as Begley is able to send it back around. Here's Nick O'Brien that lost it, and the aggressive defense giving the Pioneers another chance, but a good defensive play that time by Hofeld as the puck will get back through the center. All the way back, Nick O'Brien. Waiting to send it further. Here's Zach Kuyava open at center ice. Kuyava stops and starts and gains speed back across the blue line. Zach Kuyava working from a sharp angle, centered in front, hit off the side of the net. We got into again by the Pioneers. It's Fleischhacker. Cross for Pierre, then further up ahead for Charlie Strobel, who seems to be just fine after getting up slowly a few moments ago. Strobel wants a call, as do the Pioneer faithful. The Bear fans applaud the excellent defense. Centering pass in front. Tabakal tried the top corner again, as it's actually Strobel without a glove. Strobel here for Fleischhacker at the blue line, sent down and low and further. We got into Tabakal again. Tabakal for Palatichuk, centering pass through. Looking in front that time for Strobel. It's picked up here. So try to tie it up here in the half boards. Trying to clear it back out. Finally able to do so. Kuyava, the senior, trying to get it through the traffic. Unable to do so as it's sent back in. Steffens will stop it with 6 minutes left. A dangerous turnover that time. Tabacol tries to center in front and went right into the blue paint. A dangerous chance here as the Pioneers have reasserted their dominance here on their home ice. Here's Leighton Road as the Bears regain onside. Shot high over the net. A hit off the stanchion. It's kept in here by New Power. Here's Leighton Road again. Road lost that puck. That time as it's picked up by Reagan. Looking further up ahead that time for Tabacol. It's been the unknowns, not the top names that have made the impact in this one, but Ethan Merkey, the junior, and Tristan Tabacol for the Pioneers that have scored for their respective clubs, and a stick way out of the hands. That's not a penalty you can take in a 1-1 game, but it'll send the Bears to the power play once again as soon as they touch it, and they finally will. And that's just a penalty of emotion.
Yeah, that's just an undisciplined play right there. I mean, you are in a 1-1 tie with your rival. That is not something that you should be doing, and unfortunately, White Bear Lake's going to be on the penalty kill again, and let's see if they can kill off a fourth one with this lethal Hill Murray power play.
It's been 0 for 3 so far on the Pioneers power play tonight. This may be the time where Bill Neckner, the head coach of the Pioneers, elects to take his time out to talk about it. Perhaps he will not. In fact, he will not, as it'll be the fourth chance on the power play for Hill Murray. They came in scoring at a 36% clip on the power play as Billy Rose heads to the box. 2 minutes for interference. It will be a timeout here for Hill Murray, and they'll talk about this one.
You look a little nervous right now.
No, not at all. 5:11 left, 1-1 score. It's the kind of stuff that you dream about with this rivalry. The last time that these two teams played, and it was tied 1-1 in this late into the third period, came back in 2016, a game at the Vadnais Sports Center that resulted in a 1-1 tie. The only other game that's been this close in recent memory in the past 10 years, we have to go back to March 1st, 2013 at the Coliseum, where a 1-0 Hill Murray Pioneers win gave them the 4AA section championship for these two rivals that haven't met as much in the past decade, but certainly are well on their way to meeting there again. If you have a moment and would like to follow us on social media, most of them are SEC TV, as you see Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. But if you'd like to follow us on Twitter at SEC TV Sports, we certainly would appreciate that as well. Again, if you saw our tweeting earlier in the week, you'll notice that my Twitter handle is @AlexSCCTV, and the beautiful redhead next to me, her Twitter handle is @VoteVOGT19. Sue Nelson, the organist for the Minnesota Twins, walking by our press box at this moment. Certainly cool to see famous celebrities here. She was the organist for the Minnesota North Stars as well at the Met Center in their existence. But it will be the power play, 2-minute minor to Billy Rose for interference with 5:11 left here in the third. Really, this could be the deciding factor of the game. Palatichuk at the point, down and low for Pierre. Pierre back for Palatichuk. Goes back to Pierre again at the far circle. Palatichuk gets a shot through traffic. Ooh, and a juicy rebound's gotten to by Fleischacker, but no shot on the second chance. Palatichuk has Pierre open again. We'll take to Pierre. Got through traffic, missed high over the net as it's a broken stick this time. We'll see if the Bears are able to recognize it. Oh, that could have been bad. Montgomery kicks the puck to the corner as the puck held in this time by Palatichuk. Montgomery, dangerous as it's basically a 4-on-3 pass in front, and they score. A 5-on-3 power play.
5-on-4.
Charlie Strobel, his 7th of the year, 2-1 Pioneers.
I mean, when you know how good Hill Murray's power play is, you just cannot take those undisciplined penalties this late in the game, in a 1-1 game. You kind of had a feeling that this might happen when they're definitely at 36% on the power play this year.
Do you feel as though the broken stick for Joe Montgomery had the effect of giving it the 5-on-3 in that instance?
It does definitely make a factor. Grant, he's still a body out there. He can still block shots, and you still have to pass around him, but definitely is a factor.
So the Bears will have 4.5 minutes to try to draw even. As here's Verkerke trying to send it down in low. Ofel. Look further for Merkey's centering pass to the blue paint. It's gone to again here by Brady O'Brien. Shot through traffic. It's freed by Verkerke. Spinning shot attempt. It's picked up again by the Pioneers as Nate Hardy will carry it back out through to center. And it's knocked off the stick of Quast before it can be taken back here by White Bear Lake. Hofeld gains the red line. He'll send it back in. 4 minutes exactly remaining here in this third period of play. Quast's long pass looking further up ahead this time for Nate Hardy. It was goals by Tristan Tabakal and Charlie Strobel here in this third period that gave the Pioneers the 2-1 lead. And a long pass up ahead for New Powers. It goes off of his stick back into the Hill Murray defensive zone. Here's Palatichuk. Flips it back off the glass. For O'Brien, can be sent in low and further where Fleischhacker will have a chance to go back to get to it. All the way back here now, Alles. Alles trying to shot through traffic. Oh, a dangerous chance at that. Here it is, a centering pass attempt that time from New Power looking for Leighton Road as it's tied up right in the half boards. Alles shot through traffic, nice block that time by Dylan Godbout. It can be sent through center, here through neutralized. Nick Mountain will send the puck and shot through traffic off to the net and out of play. We'll have a defensive zone face-off. 3:07 remaining, 2-1. The Pioneers lead the Bears, and for either team, 2 goals, the max that has been given up tonight. And this is what you get out of this rivalry.
Yeah, these two teams this year, I mean, are so great defensively. You kind of expected a 1-0, 2-1 game coming into it, and right now, the special teams has been the deciding factor.
Face out back of the blue line. Begley will send it down and low further past Eichen's stick. We got into again here by Nick Pierre. Knocked off the stick that time by Montgomery. It's picked up now by Ethan Merkey. Merkey, the 2-on-2 rush. He'll flip it down and low and further. It goes off the official. It'll be stayed on side. As Strobel will flip it back, looking for Reagan. Reagan flipped it further along. It's going to be gone to here, and another big hit. Oh, the physicality has been something to watch here tonight. Going back to get it will be Fratellone. The icing call will come, and we'll have an offensive zone face-off coming here. 2:33 remaining in this period. The Bears will next take the ice at Roseville. That game will be on Thursday. And the Pioneers will next take the ice at Tria Rink, a rink that we have both played on before, as they'll face off against one of the top teams in the state, in the St. Thomas Academy Cadets. Neither team has used their timeout with 2:33 remaining, not quite that window yet. However, oh, thank you, our producer David Schuyler, reminded us that, yes, Hill Murray did use theirs earlier in the contest. Shot through traffic, juicy rebound as the puck missed wide to the left. O'Brien down low for Rose. Strong centering pass looking for Cody Tech. Cody Tech into the glove with Remington Keppel. We'll have a face-off coming here, 2:21 remaining here in the third. And again, I do apologize. It is David Schuyler, our producer, a name that it has taken me until just this month of December to say correctly. So I do want to apologize to the man in the truck.
You're going to see White Bear Lake pushing now, a little bit more, taking more chances, a little bit more offensive chances, which might mean some breaks the other way for Hill Murray.
Tyler Steffens already at the hash marks in the defensive zone for White Bear Lake, looking to depart at any minute that he is directed, but it'll be a chance here. No, perhaps not, as the arm is up for icing, and another offensive zone face-off coming here for White Bear Lake. What's the magic number if you're a head coach for considering pulling your goalie?
1 goal game, probably about minute 45, minute 30. Obviously, you don't want to pull him too early. You don't want to go Patrick Waugh style. That's just kind of insane what he did. But I say minute 45, minute 30, as long as you have possession in the offensive zone.
Face-off won by Hill Murray. Palatichuk will get to it. Fan on the first clearing attempt, but able to get the second one further along for Nick Mountain. Pass further up ahead here. Tabakal held up slightly, but he's able to pick up the puck in the White Bear defensive zone. Tabakal tied up here. Ali's doing battle with him, and a nice job at that. The tie up here, great effort that time by Tristan Tabakal, who tied the game for Hill Murray, and doing a good job of killing as much of the clock as they can. Steffens starting to creep further towards it, but he'll have to retreat back as the Pioneers able to gather the puck, send it down the length of the ice. We'll have another icing call coming here. A minute 33 remaining in this third period. 2-1, the Pioneers lead.
My guess is now he'll take his timeout and maybe pull the goalie on this offensive zone draw.
Well, the call of Allison Vogt is correct, as it will be a timeout for White Bear Lake with a minute 33 remaining.
Yeah, in that last play you saw just one forechecker for Hill Murray going into the offensive zone, and he was content just to eat it along the boards and waste some time. He did a great job of that. And all the rest of them, 4 of them, were just hanging out in the neutral zone, which clogged up the neutral zone and made it a little bit hard for White Bear Lake to gain the zone.
We mentioned it earlier, the last regular season win for Hill Murray against White Bear Lake came on almost a year ago to the day, December the 8th, 2015. The 5-2 win, Jake Begley, 19 saves on 21 shots for Hill Murray, 2 goals for Marco Reifenberger. As the Pioneers won that one. Again, you see there the last 10 matchups, White Bear Lake 3-1-1 in the last 10. However, this decade, Hill Murray 8-4-1, with this decade coming to a close. And all-time against White Bear Lake, Hill Murray leads that all-time series 56-25-3 between 2 schools that have had a budding rivalry, but there's been a lot of periods of dry times for White Bear Lake.
Yeah, which I'm sure you're very painfully aware of.
Now, the timeout has expired, and the chanting of Sweet Caroline occurs here at Aldrich Arena. We'll have a face-off coming here, a minute 33 remaining as we await the draw. Charlie Strobel and Leighton Road will do it, as it'll be defensive zone draw. It's one forward by the Pioneers, and it'll go back off the net empty for White Bear Lake at the other end. Grant Hofeld has it. Delayed offside call. We'll get a whistle there. We'll have it at neutral ice as Steffens should almost retreat back to the net for the time being. That looks exactly what they will do, as they will send him back to the net with a minute 25 remaining in a neutral zone face-off.
Yeah, it's a little bit dangerous to keep your goalie pulled in this situation, because the forward could easily just shoot the puck into the net from that face-off dot.
Face-off far side, neutral ice. Roden Strobel again. Road wins the face-off back into the defensive zone. Ollis can get to it. Further up ahead, Billy Rose. Off the stick of New Power before the Pioneers are able to regain control. A delayed offside call, as they'll have to retouch. Steffens can't leave quite yet. As they'll go into the zone, they'll flip it down and low further, where Ollis can get to it. Skating it back out of his own defensive zone. Luke Ollis further up ahead, off the stick of Rose. Rose trying to apply some pressure with the last minute remaining here in the third period. Shot on goal, Steffens has to save it. Whistle blows.
Wasn't so much a shot on goal as a pass that was deflected by the Hill Murray player there.
So we'll have the face-off back in the White Bear defensive zone. 55.3 remaining here in this third period. The lone goal scored for White Bear Lake came inside the last minute with 46 seconds remaining in the first period. We'll see if they're able to hit magic again. As the puck goes to the end boards, we need the Bears to be able to get the puck out of the zone and into the attacking zone before Tyler Steffens can leave. And we'll have a whistle as the puck goes into the bench area, and another neutral zone draw upcoming.
A little bit of frustration there on White Bear Lake. You can see that things just aren't quite clicking right now, but hopefully they can shake it off and get some of that first period magic back.
So have the face-off here at neutral ice. Roden Strobel again. Swung by White Bear Lake as Leighton Rowe will pick it off the boards. Rowe will stump it into the opposite corner as Steffens will return to the bench for the White Bear Lake Bears. Fleischhacker. Long pass off the glass. Ollis able to hold his zone. Ollis shot into the stout defense of the Pioneers. Flipped down the length of the ice. This should be another icing call. We'll have a whistle stopped with 23.5 seconds remaining in the third period. And time ticking away for the White Bear Lake Bears.
Yeah, when you see that empty net, it's real tempting just to try to flick the puck down, flick it into the net. But at the end of the day, probably best just to skate it out and get it in deep so you don't have this icing call against you.
Face off to the right of Keppel, Road, and Strobel again. The Bears cheating just a little bit towards the net. Not sure quite what we're waiting for. It looked like a mouth guard had made it into the bench. Face off one, looking for Rose. Shot through traffic, big rebound. Gone to that time. Here's New Power. New Power. Score! Sam New Power, we're tied at 2! When it looked as though hope was gone, Sam New Power ties the game for White Bear Lake.
For those of you wondering at home, Alex, I think almost jumped out onto the ice on that call, and I've never seen his face turn so red. That's exactly when you need need your leaders to step up at this time of the game, and New Power did just that. Shot through traffic and just snuck past the Hill Murray goaltender.
Face-off won at neutral ice. Can be carried back into the defensive zone. Oh, I need a moment. It's tied up here. Well, Brian can have it, and somehow, miraculously, we're headed to overtime.
Did you catch your breath yet?
No. In a very active and busy third period of play, at the 8:06 mark for Hill Murray, it's Tristan Tabakal who scored with an assist to Nick Mountain. Then on the power play at 12:28, Charlie Strobel with his 7th of the year before Sam Newpower gets his 6th of the season, giving the Bears even. And with this rivalry with these two teams, would it be any other way?
No, and I just want to point out that before the game, you said this game isn't going to overtime.
So it'll be a 3-minute break between these two schools. And really a contest between these two schools that has just exceeded expectations between two of the top schools in the state in their hockey programs, in a matchup that realistically we're going to see again come March.
Yeah, it's definitely seems like that you're gonna see this probably as a section final game. And as Alex tries to gain his composure here after that game-tying goal, 15 seconds left.
Again, we'll take a look at it here. And again, New Power just rips it through traffic, and an excellent job of White Bear Lake in creating that space and that separation to clog that artery, so that way really Remington Keppel had no shot at that puck.
I mean, honestly, it looked like he was screened by 3 of his own players on that play. I don't know if they were trying to block the shot or what, but or maybe it was White Bear Lake's movement across the house there that kind of caused them to do that as well.
It is a 8-minute sudden death overtime period that if at the end of it is still tied, then that'll be it. Again, the last tie between these two schools came back in the 16-17 season, as it was December 22nd of 2016 that it was a 1-1 tie. I believe it was, and I could be wrong about this, I believe it was a Max Jenrich goal for the Bears and a Mike Fleischhacker, his brother Matt Fleischhacker, who scored for the Pioneers.
The last thing you want to do is end this great game in a tie. That's just terrible. When you have two teams that are battling hard back and forth in a rivalry such as this, as they say, a tie is like kissing your brother. It's just awful.
So the clock continues to wind down, 30 seconds. For a pair of programs in here, we recognize the history of the Hill Murray Pioneers, a school we used to cover. Again, you see there our upcoming broadcast. It'll be this Thursday. Girls basketball, White Bear Lake versus Matamidi, and a battle for the lake. We wish everyone a very happy holidays, a Merry Christmas, a happy, joyous whatever. Hanukkah as well, Kwanzaa, whatever holiday that you celebrate, if any. We hope that you have an enjoyable one, and we really hope that you have enjoyed this broadcast here tonight. However, for my heart rate and my blood pressure, not so much for yours. We still have 8 minutes to go. Face off and neutralize, the two teams switch ends here in the overtime period, and the Pioneers lose the draw here. It's taken in by New Power, who wrists one well into the rafters, actually out of the main gate of Aldridge Arena and into that little vestibule area there.
That's impressive.
And so we will have a defensive zone draw for the Pioneers. And if you're head coach Bill Lechner, giving up a goal in the last minute, what was your message to the Pioneers in that last 3 minutes?
Settle down. Let's take a breath, collect yourself, and let's go back out there, get back to work like we did in the third period.
Palatichuk flips the puck out of the zone. It can be gotten to here with speed. Nice defensive effort that time by New Power, who's just played a fantastic game all around. New Power flips it back through center. Not enough speed, so won't be icing, as Fleischhacker will go back to get to it. Fleischhacker further up ahead that time, as it was connected to Dylan Godbout. It's gone to their Alice. Nice job by Godbout to keep it alive on his stick before Leighton Road can play it. Further up ahead this time. New Power, the one to tie it for White Bear Lake. New Power trying to flip through traffic. Billy Rose. Oh my goodness, what a save by Remington Keppel. Shot through traffic in front for Rose, spinning, and another save by Remington Keppel for the Pioneers.
Wow, what a great chance for White Bear Lake there. Their leaders right now are stepping up. Their leaders are leading the team, which is what you need at this exact point in time in OT.
You've had the chance to, meaning you, Allie, have had the chance to watch my teams in stressful situations twice this year. It is not an enviable position.
Yeah, I don't envy you right now. I've experienced that too much the last 3 years with the Bulldogs in the title games.
Puck down the length of the ice. We'll have another face-off here. 7:01 remaining in the overtime. I didn't look at the shots on goal through 3 periods, but I imagine that they were fairly close, all considered, as we have the face-off here this time again to the right of Remington Keppel for Kirky. One off that stick by Hofeld that time. This goes further along now. It's held in here. Hofeld, wristed shot into the net, into the netting above the glass. We'll have another defensive zone face-off. Again, I do want to thank Allison Vogt for joining me on this broadcast here tonight. She does have a hockey game to play in tonight as her AHA C2 Rebellion team faces off against the Mastodons, and they have some very slick black uniforms that they are certainly happy to have. As shots on goal currently read 43-30 favoring Hill Murray. They were 19-12 Pioneers in that period. As New Power going back to the blue line and a chance here. They'll go D to D. Here's Fratellone. Fratellone shot through traffic, hits New Power's skate. New Power spinning and tried to end it on a shot there. The Pioneers able to get it back through to center. Can be gotten to here now. New Power waits for the Bears to regain. Billy Rose into the circle, and again a blocked shot off the stick that time of Begley. And we have another face-off coming in that defensive zone for Hill Murray with 6:22 remaining.
Yeah, something that's surprising is by how many shots on goal each team does have, considering how little they usually give up per game in the first 6 games that they've played this season.
Face off to the left of Keppel. One by Hofeld for Kirky. Tried to finagle it down and low where Hofeld this time can get to it. Hofeld centering pass looking for Verkirky. It's held here. Nick O'Brien. O'Brien shot looking for Hofeld on the redirect. Merkey back to the blue line for Cody Tech. Cody Tech through traffic, hit a stick in front and goes to the corner. Nick O'Brien, Bears dominating this overtime. It's taken away here by Verkirky. It's gotten further along now, held in again by Nick O'Brien. O'Brien trying to hold it in, centering it further before it can be picked up this time. Nate Hardy for the Pioneers. Flip back out through center. And a chance here for the Pioneers. Shot glove, save. That time by Tyler Steffens. 5:43 remaining in the overtime. Still tied at 2.
I believe that's the first shot he's seen in this overtime period. So far it's been all White Bear Lake, which you can tell that game-tying goal definitely energized them, and they came out to play in this overtime.
Well, you see, and a lot of coaches consider that goal in the last minute to be a goal and a half, but especially in this game, third period, you almost count that as the goal and then the huge momentum swing. So almost 2 goals in motivational speak. As there's a trip right there. Thank you very much. And the Bears will get their first power play tonight.
And that is a bad time to take this. Right now, all the momentum's going White Bear Lake's way. The last thing you want to do is give them a chance on the power play, especially when their power play has been almost just as good as Hill Murray's. However, Hill Murray is at 100% save or penalty kill percentage so far this year, and who knows, maybe White Bear Lake can break that wide open.
You heard Allison's comment. Hill Murray perfect on the penalty kill, 18 for 18. Their first crack on it here in this hockey game, and it comes with 5:35 remaining in the overtime period. Both teams have used their timeout, so they won't get to talk about it. The Pioneers have scored 1 shorthanded goal this season. And the Bears have not yielded a shorthanded goal, but have scored at a 33% clip. Their first chance on it tonight. It's won by Leighton Road. Back here now for Alles. Alles tried to send it further, but a nice job that time by Henry Eischen to clear the zone. As it's battled for right at the boards, Grant Hofeld. As it's Hofeld with Leighton Road now. As Leighton Road will carry the puck into the zone. We'll see how the Bears choose to set up. Alice had to reach for it, but able to get to it is Hofeld. Hofeld at the circle. Leighton Road, shot saved by Keppel. Loose puck, and it's tied up once again that time by the senior netminder for the Pioneers with 1:33 remaining on the power play.
They did a good job. White Bear Lake did a good job of regaining the zone after losing it and setting it up to get a chance on that chance.
First game of the year for Hill Murray in overtime, this being the second game of the year, a 2-2 tie with the Edina Hornets earlier in the year for the White Bear Lake Bears. Again on the power play with 1:27 remaining. Alice here now again. Hofeld tip pass in front, looking for new power, but unsuccessful there. They reset to the Alice point. For Hofeld, nice block into the skate that time of Reagan, who flips it back out and down, and Steffens will have to stop it. As Pierre will apply some pressure. We'll see what Steffens chooses to do. Dangerous pass. It's picked up this time by Strobel. Down and low, a centering pass in front for Strobel. A good save by Tyler Steffens.
Not really sure where Steffens was trying to pass it there.
Luke Alice struggling to get up right now. We have a whistle. Might be a skate blade issue. No, he does look to be okay, so we'll have a face-off coming in the White Bear Lake defensive zone. 50 seconds remaining in the overtime. Or not in the overtime, the power play. 4:25 remaining in the overtime as Luke Alice will head to the bench. The Bears will have to send out a defensive pairing that's different here. The face-off will come to the right here of Tyler Steffens. We hope, again, that you have enjoyed this one, as it feels as though every game that we've had on so far this year has been a quality competitive matchup. This is down and low. Begley will send it further, looking for Strobel. Short-handed bid here for the Pioneers. They try to tie up to eat that clock away, but they're unable to do so as Leighton Road has it freed. Here for Billy Rose now as the Bears try to regain the attacking zone. Rose intentionally wide, into the air, into the blue paint. It's loose. Oh, the whistle blow early. And then Grant Hofeld sends a shot on as they will rule a hand pass, and the face-off will come back at neutral ice.
Yeah, there was a lot of traffic in front of the net. I guess I couldn't see exactly who touched the puck after the White Bear Lake player gloved it down.
So have the face-off back in the White Bear Lake defensive zone. We'll take a look at it here again. It looked as though, I believe that was Sam Newpower right in front who gloved it down, and I thought that he got a shot on goal, but if he had not, then the hand pass would have been called. So with 30 seconds left on the minor penalty to Nick Mountain, the Bears will try to regain center. And the Pioneers perfect 18 for 18 on the penalty kill so far this season. A nice stick lift by a couple of the Bears. But it's held in this time. Leighton Road. Road trying to work through traffic. Big drive. Score! Billy Rose, we win! Billy Rose, his 5th of the season. Bears win 3-2.
For all of you wondering at home, the vein in Alex's forehead almost popped.
Billy Rose, the senior, wins it in overtime when the Bears were down 2-1 with a minute left in the third.
That was a great setup there by White Bear Lake. Perfect pass over to Billy Rose. He had all day to shoot, and he did not miss. And you could tell he was not going to miss on that one. What a great end to an awesome game.
Take a look at it here. Again, Leighton Road to Billy Rose in the drive that sends the Bears home victorious and sends the green and white home sad and disappointed.
And the White Bear Lake captain wins it in overtime. Once again, the leaders of this team got them to the overtime and got them to win it in overtime.
So a 3-2 final here. I want to thank Allison Vogt for joining me. An excellent job on the call as always, as she has a hockey game to be headed off to, so we're going to let her get out and beat some of the traffic. So thank you very much for joining me on the call tonight. Meanwhile, for everybody else, as the Bears salute their fans here at the east end of Aldrich Arena, 3-2 the final. The Bears remain undefeated here in this season. They'll face off against Roseville on Thursday, and then they'll be home to Saturday against the Park of Cottage Grove Wolfpack. We want to thank you for viewing this evening's game. 3-2 to final. The Bears win. On the power play, the first given up by the Pioneers this season. This is your home for White Bear Lake boys hockey on SEC Sports.